Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and happy end of 2025. Today we're going to go through all 105 books that I have read. I'm going to use a 5-tier ranking system that I made up. We're just going to get right into it. So first up, we have Screaming, Crying, Throwing Up. Those are basically my 5-star reads, ones that I freaked out about, that I loved so much. Next, we have Immediately Recommend to Everyone, 4 stars. And then we have Enjoyable, but I probably forgot the plot because, as I've mentioned multiple times, my memory is poop. Next, we have Finished Out of Spite. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. And then last, we have Should Have Been a DNF. Okay, first up, Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. This is definitely going in Screaming, Crying, Throwing Up. This was the first book that I read in 2025, and I loved it so much. It was like deadly trials. It was a ghost castle. It was very spooky. So if you want to read this, I would recommend reading it during like Halloween time, but I definitely don't regret reading it in January. 5 stars, Screaming, Crying, Throwing Up. Yeah, I loved it so much. Next up, we have Quicksilver. Absolutely going in Screaming, Crying, Throwing Up. I love this book. I love it so much. I cried, I think, at the end of this because that feeling that, romantic readers are always chasing, this book gives it to you.
I love Quicksilver. I love it so much. And I read Quicksilver twice this year. So I did count it twice, and you can fight me on that. I will count it twice.
Screaming, Crying, Throwing Up for Quicksilver. Next up, Fourth Wing. I have a love-hate relationship with Fourth Wing. And I think for Fourth Wing, I will immediately recommend to everyone. It's a good starter fantasy, and it's spicy and it's easy to read. I really loved it. So yeah, immediately recommend to everyone. Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood is next. Immediately recommend to everyone. I really love reading Ali's books. They're easy to get through, but this one specifically was the first book I read by her that was really spicy and filled with such great tension. And I remember finishing it and being like, okay, she's branching out. And in 2025, yeah, she for sure did. So I did really enjoy that one. Iron Flame. I don't know. And the reason I don't know is because the series just pisses me off. And I think by the time I got to Iron Flame, I was already mad. But I think I'll put it in immediately recommend to everyone because I wasn't hating on it at this point. So immediately recommend everyone Iron Flame. Yeah. Onyx Storm, though, enjoyable, but I probably forgot the plot.
And that's because I know that the whole book was them going from place to place, and it just felt like too much for what it was. I hope that makes sense. The book was so long, and I can't remember almost anything that happened in it, other than they stopped it a lot, and then the situation with the dragons.
Yeah, and you could tell I forgot the plot. Okay, so next we got Whispers of the Deep. Enjoyable, but I probably forgot the plot. This was one of my first monster romances, monster smut, I guess you could say, and I remember finishing it and thinking it was beautiful for what it was, but I can barely remember any details. So I think that's probably a good place for that to go. But I did really like it. Definitely recommend. Okay, next we have Famine. If you've read this series, I think you guys all probably know that it's almost
the same book with same book, different font. very, very much the same pacing, and I don't know, they just got a little boring by the time I got to even Famine, and I think this is only the second one. So
this one I'll say enjoyable, but I forgot the plot because genuinely I did. Couldn't tell you what it was about. Couldn't tell you. It was one of the 4 horsemen. There you go. Death I did really like. Immediately recommend everyone. If you're gonna read this series, read all 4 in order, obviously. But if you don't really care to read them all, I would say you can read the very first one and then Death last. Because those 2 I remember liking the most. The middle 2, I could take or leave. War was okay. I couldn't tell you anything about Famine. Couldn't tell you. Anyway, Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. Can't remember if it's the second duet or the first. That probably tells you all you need to know. Oh, it's her first one. Serpent and the Wings of Night is the first one. Okay, so this was trials. I do remember. Okay. Enjoyable, but I probably forgot the plot. So I think that's safe. I do remember those trials, and I liked that aspect of it. And then the end was very surprising. My jaw did drop. I remember that. So it was really good, but I think this is a good tier for this to go into. So she's going there. Okay, next, Six Scorched Roses. I do remember quite a lot of this book. This is a novella in the same world, Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. And I did really like it. I'm putting it in immediately recommend to everyone because I remember details, guys. I remember them. The Never King. Okay, so all four of these I could say finished out of spite. So the Never King, the Dark One, their Vicious, I think it's their Vicious Queen or their Vicious Princess, and then the Fey Princes. This whole series, I remember was just like a lot of, and that's great. But like the plot was paper thin. It just wasn't great. I listened to them all on audio though, so I finished them really fast. So if you want like really quick, spicy reads, those are good. But yeah, besides that, just just eh. So finish out of spite. Okay, Love Beyond the Stars. I did really like it. Immediately recommend everyone. This was my first like sci-fi romance, I think. They are like space pilots. I guess you could just say normal pilots. Uh, but she gets chosen to be on this guy's ship and he's her captain and they have like a secret relationship and I love that. It's like a little taboo, like hiding their romance. I loved it. So yeah, I think we're gonna put that there. The Venom We Bleed. Enjoyable, but probably forgot the plot. I did rate this 4 stars, I think, when I finished it originally, but I really can't tell you what it's about at this point. I think that she's like a snooty rich girl and then she loses everything and goes like to live on the other side of the tracks. And I hate that term, the other side of the tracks. So maybe that contributes to this, but yeah, I think that's a good place to put that. Okay, The Ashes and the Stalker's King. This is the second one after Serpent and the Wings of Night. So I think enjoyable, but probably forgot the plot is a good place to put that because I couldn't tell you what happens in the second book. Genuinely couldn't tell you. Okay, Fairy Tale and screaming, crying, throwing up. I loved this book. This was the first Veronica Lancet book I read, and I became obsessed. I got selected to be on her ARC team after reading this book, and I was so excited. And since then, I've read a few of her books, and you'll see throughout this year, I've read a few more. Fairy Tale is so good. It's spooky, and I spent like the whole book thinking that I had everything figured out. Like, I knew what was going on, and then the next chapter, Veronica was like, no, you didn't. So I loved it so much. It's huge, but you get through it really fast because you just cannot stop reading it. It's so good. Definitely screaming, crying, throwing up. Okay, and then Uniquely in Love. This is a hockey romance. Enjoyable, but probably forgot the plot. I think it's a friends to lovers though, and I don't do that very often, but I did finish this one. I remember thinking like, wow, friends to lovers might be my thing. Like not more than enemies to lovers, obviously, but I did really love this. And the author's so sweet. She's at a lot of book cons that I go to. Next up, The South Wind, Screaming, Crying, Throwing Up. Alexandria Warwick has this series. This is one of the books in her Four Winds series. It's so good. Every book is so beautiful. If you know anything about Alexandria Warwick, she's a classically trained violinist, and she works that into this book so beautifully. I finished that and like I could feel the love that she had for music, and I loved that that she wound personal elements from her life into a book. It was just beautiful. You guys should read it. So yeah, screaming, crying, throwing up, very appropriate. The Cute Psycho. This is another Veronica Lancet book. It's very different from Fairy Tale. It's a very dark romance. I love a dark romance. This one was super dark though. Like I had to take a breather, and I've only ever had to do that once before with Haunting Adeline. So I'll give it enjoyable, but I probably forgot the plot. And that's because I don't like regret reading this, but
Definitely is not for everyone. Please read trigger warnings. It was super dark. Yeah.
And I couldn't tell you what the plot is. I just remember being like uncomfy. Spark of Deceit. This is by Annika Snow. She's a indie author. This is her debut novel. This is the second in her duet, and I love this duet. I cried. I don't cry at a lot of books. I cried at this one, screaming, crying, throwing up. I love that book. I loved it so much. It's really good. It's an urban fantasy, and I haven't read a lot of urban fantasy. I think I've read
That might be my only one, actually. No, no, no. I think I read another one. So, yeah.
Spark of Deceit. It was so good. So read that. All right, A Promise So Bold and Broken. I got arcs for all 4 books in this series, and I think this is like the second one. So I don't know. I just like fell off liking that series. I started it and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I like this. And then the second one, I was digging it. By the third, I was like, eh. So I think this was the second in the series, and it was enjoyable, but I did forget the plot. I think I remember the ending because that was like the most like what part. But yeah, I think that is appropriate, an appropriate tier for that. Okay, listen, The Ritual by Chantal Tessier. It is going in screaming, crying, throwing up. And before you're like, girl, what? Listen, I listened to the audio, and the audio is incredible. I started it, chapter 1. I immediately texted my friend and I was like, you need to listen to this audio right now. And she did. She listened to it with me. And that's probably the only time that we've ever read a book together and genuinely read it together because it was so good. I loved the plot of this. And some people might say, like, girl, what plot? But there really was. I mean, I thought there was a plot there, and it was really spicy. It's a dark romance. Read your trigger warnings. But the audio is incredible. If you read this, listen to the audio. I oh, yeah, I love this book. I finished it and my mind was blown. So that's why it's going in screaming, crying, throwing up. I will say I'm reading the second one right now though, and I don't like that one too much. But the first one is great, and it's a standalone. So not safe for work, screaming, crying, throwing up. This was beautiful. It was so well done. I listened to the audio. I got an ALC for it, and I got the ARC. And I loved Nisha Tooley's series, The Trial of the Sun King. Those books, they were so good. And this is a contemporary romance, very different, obviously, from a fantasy series, but it was beautiful. It was so well done. Like, it talks about problems that women face in like corporate America. I'm not gonna spoil it, but read that. I'm not a big contemporary romance girl, but I love this one. I love this one. So screaming, crying, throwing up for sure. We Who Will Die by Stasia Stark. Screaming, crying, throwing up. I love this book. I got a physical arc from Stasia. Oh, it's so good. This releases December 30th, 2025. So by the time this video's out, this will be out. Go buy it. This is so good. It is, again, Deadly Trials, but it's like they're like gladiator vibes, and there's vampires. If you love Vampire Diaries, you're gonna love this. It's 2 brothers, and genuinely, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I know who she's gonna pick, but this is the first in the series, and I need the rest of the books. I read this so early. I think I finished it in like February. And I remember finishing it and I just hated myself for reading it so early. Like, it's so cool that I got an early copy. Don't get me wrong, but like now I have to wait even longer for the next book unless I get the arc, which hopefully I do because I am on her arc team. Oh, it's so good. Buy the book, read the book. It's so good. Demons We Hide. This is after The Venom We Bleed, so enjoyable. I probably forgot the plot because I for sure did, but I do remember really liking the book as I was reading it. So I think I got both of these as arcs also, and I did enjoy them. Couldn't tell you what it's about now though. Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. Immediately recommend to everyone. Like Not in Love, this one was very spicy. It was way spicier, I think, than Not in Love, but it's about 2 swimmers. One's a diver and one's a swimmer, and it's just another good contemporary romance. I was never in sports in school like that. Like, I was in weightlifting, but a little different. But I really enjoyed this book. So if you guys love a good contemporary romance filled with spice, this is for you. Okay, next up we have Phantom. If you've read Haunting Adeline, this is her great grandmother's story, I think it is. And I really liked it. Definitely read your triggers, but I thought it was really good. So this is rough. I would honestly probably put it between immediately recommend to everyone and enjoyable, but I probably forgot the plot. But I think in this case we'll probably round down. I do remember the plot, so it's slightly above this, but yeah, Phantom, very good. And next up we have Game of Thrones. I do remember the plot, but I wouldn't recommend it to everyone. It was objectively good. Like, it's popular for a reason. It just is not my type of book. So I'm gonna round down again. Enjoyable, but probably forgot the plot. Okay, next up we have fan service. I finished this out of spite. I read it for a book club with Steamy Lit, and it's about a wolf shifter. Like he finds out he's a wolf shifter, and this girl is a veterinarian. The FMC is a veterinarian, and he goes to her for help. And it's pretty funny because she was one of his biggest fans. He's an actor, and she ran like a forum about the show and like knew everything about him, but she met him in real life and realized he was like kind of a dick, and so she stopped running that site. But he finds her forum like talking about wolf shifters and like the theory of it all, and he's like, oh, she could probably help me. And he messages her and she thinks it's a joke, but they meet in real life and she ends up helping him. It is cute, but it was giving like fan fiction, which is great if that's what you like, but this is not what I was expecting. I finished out of spite. It was like eh. It was a Vicious Dream by Stasia Stark. Enjoyable, but I probably forgot the plot. I didn't read Kingdom of Lies, that series, before I read this, and I should have. They say you don't need to, I think. No, that was my problem. She definitely said read that before this. Well, you probably will like this a lot if you've read Kingdom of Lies. I did not. Okay, but next up we've got Problematic Summer Romance. I would put this in between immediately recommend everyone and enjoyable, but probably forgot the plot. And in this case, I'm gonna round up because I really liked it. There's like an age gap. The MMC is her big brother's friend and like business partner, and they like had a thing for years, but he's like, you're too young, we're not going to be together, blah blah blah. So they go to a family wedding. It's forced proximity. It just gets really spicy from there. So I really liked it. Immediately recommend everyone. Not in Love, read that first for sure, but there is another book that plays into this. Okay, next up, Ledge. This was enjoyable, but I forgot the plot. It was really unique. I remember they're living on like a mountain ledge, and there's a species of like flying people that, oh, hold on, maybe I remember the plot. Like I think it's every year, it has to be every like 10 years, they take a person to their kingdom, and these people on the ledge are like barely surviving. So this girl gets taken. She tries to escape, and there's a guy there that he has his own motives for wanting to leave, but he basically like helps her escape. Some big things happen, but I did not continue the series. I might finish the series later on. This was good. It's good. Okay, next up we have Wildfire by Hannah Grace. This is enjoyable. They're at a summer camp. Like there's summer camp counselors. That's all I remember. This is a bigger tier than I thought it would be. But this is really cute. Little cute, fluffy romance. So summer vibes. If you want to like a good spicy summer read, that's a good one. Okay, The Wraith King by Juliet Cross. I wouldn't recommend it to everyone, but I liked it a lot. So I'm still gonna put it in that tier. It's like sort of monster smutty, but he like takes over her kingdom and like takes her, and they get married, and it's great. So I really liked it, and I love the cover. So I wouldn't recommend it to everybody, but I liked it enough that it has to go in this tier. Next up is Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. This is the second after Phantasma. It's related to the sister in this book, and More Deadly Trials. I did really like it. Immediately recommend everyone. There, I feel good about that. Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. Okay, next up, Keep Me by Sarah Kate. Immediately recommend everyone. I love Scotland, and I love like Outlander. I love just Scottish vibes, and this takes place in Scotland, and it is very spicy. It is a little different than what I've read previously from Sarah Kate. I think everybody that likes romance would like this. It is good. The Veiled Kingdom by Holly Renee. I loved this book. The Veiled Kingdom, I was screaming, crying, throwing up. I read this so fast. The Hunted Heir, also the second in the series, screaming, crying, throwing up. And then Rivaled Crowned, I would put in immediately recommend to everyone. The series was so good, and I finished it so quickly. It's a romantic series you can blow through, like a really easy read. But the end of it was, I felt a little rushed, and so that's why the last one I'm putting in immediately recommend. Like there could have been more for me, personally, but I love Holly Renee, so definitely no shade. I love the series still. Next up, we have Caught Up by Nevessa Allen. Immediately recommend everyone. I loved Lights Out if you've read that. caught up. I think a lot of series, the second in the series is not, it didn't live up to what Lights Out was, but I still really liked it a lot. I didn't really get the like helmet. I thought that would come more into play. He just like kind of rides a motorcycle sometimes. That was it. Like, why is that the cover? But anyway, I did really like it. So immediately recommend to everyone. Next, we have the Glucose Revolution. Listen, I got really into glucose this year, and this was the first book I read about glucose. And if you guys don't know, not to get preachy,
If you guys don't know how much glucose controls literally everything about you should read something about it. Not necessarily this book, but like read about glucose. It's crazy. I finished this book and I was like, oh my god, what? How? I need to change the way I eat. And that's what's so great about this book. Like, it doesn't. The author doesn't say like you need to change everything you eat. The point of it is like eat in a different order. Like eat what you eat, but eat it in a certain order. Because to keep your glucose spikes down, you want to eat your fiber first, and then your protein and fats, and then any carbs and sugars last.
So I really enjoyed this read, which is odd for nonfiction, but I immediately recommend to everybody because, yeah, like I said, glucose runs so much. Merciless. This should have been a DNF, and Heartless as well. I did not like these books. I got like the series omnibus, and I read the first two in it, and then I took it to my free little library down the street because I didn't like it at all. I think I don't like mafia romances. There's barely any plot. It was a ton of spice. So if you're into that, you go right ahead. I am sometimes. I just couldn't. It was not good. I should have DNF'd this sooner. Left Off Forever. This was a book club pick for Steamy Lit. I think it was enjoyable, but I probably forgot the plot, and I did. Oh, it's Second Chance Romance. And like I like Second Chance Romance sometimes, but like these people were married before, and then I think they divorced. Yeah, I don't know. It was like It was good, but that's all I got for that. That Charming Your Dad by Sarah Blue. I really liked this one. I immediately recommend. I got it as a gift, and read it during spooky time. Like there's witches, there's demons, there's a bunch of stuff. It was really good. Basically, there's a girl that's dating this guy. She's a witch, and the guy is normal, like he's a human, but his dad is a demon, and she gets with the dad. So I loved that. Terror at the Gates, enjoyable, but probably forgot the plot. It's by Scarlett St. Clair. I have really liked her books in the past, but I don't know what it was with this one specifically. I just like wasn't vibing with it. I didn't hate it, but I finished it and I was like, I don't. It was like, eh. It was eh. This is kind of like a roundup here. I didn't finish out of spite, but like it was a little less than enjoyable, I would say. Next up, Sweet Obsession by Katie Robert. I'm finishing this whole series out of spite at this point because there's so many books. I don't remember what this was about at all. At all. So, finish out of spite for sure. Losers by Harley LaRue. Screaming, crying, throwing up. I love that book. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. 10 out of 10. It's like Why Choose? Genuinely so good. I loved it. Psycho Shifters. Enjoyable, but I probably forgot the plot. I got an ALC to this, an advanced listening copy. Couldn't tell you what it's about. Lots of shifters. I know that. I think she's like abused as a child, maybe. Yeah. Next up, we have The Floating World by Axio. I really like this. It's YA, and I read it because it's on my physical TBR, and I remember it being beautiful. I immediately recommend everyone. Like, there's no spice in it at all. It's YA, but it is so, so beautiful. I finished it, and I was like, oh my god. Like, I don't read YA. I don't generally like YA, but I really might read the next one. It was just a beautiful book. So well done, well written. I loved it a lot. Okay, next up we have Rose in Chains, Screaming, Crying, Throwing Up. I listened to this book. I got an ALC for it. Another YA that I just fell in love with. Like, it's not spicy. There's a ton of tension, but a lot of dark things happen. You guys read the triggers. Read the triggers. Read the triggers. But it's so good. It's like a Harry Potter fan fiction vibe. Yeah, it was great. Diverse magic, incredible tension. 10 out of 10. I loved it. A Clash of Kings by George R. R. Martin. This is the second in the Game of Thrones series, so I will probably put it under enjoyable, but I forgot the plot because I sure did. But like objectively, it's good. So they're huge. It took me forever to get through. All right, next up we have Knotted. This one enjoyable. Forgot the plot. I'm rounding down because I do remember the plot, but it was really dark, like right off the bat. Chapter one, this is another one. I had to like take a breather because it's like on page darkness, okay? But a lot of like trauma healing in it that I thought was really well done. So yeah, this is a good tier to put that in. Okay, next up we got The Blonde Who Came In from the Cold. Enjoyable, but probably forgot the plot. This was like a spy romance. The reason I'm putting it here, I think I remember the plot ish, but it's dual timeline. Maybe I'm just like dumb, but I'm not great with dual timelines. I get like mixed up. Like I tried to read The Witcher, and don't get me started on that. It's like bouncing from time to time, and it was too much. And so this one, it's only two, and it's not crazy, but I like a single timeline. I don't like when you're going from the future to the past and then you meet up in the middle because like I know what's gonna happen, and that feels like eh. This one also was not very spicy. So not only did I not really like the plot, I also didn't get any spice. So it was just meh. Okay, next up we have Dream On by Jennifer Hartman. I love Jennifer Hartman. I love it so much. This one I will put in immediately recommend to everyone. I usually every matter of fact every book I've read by her has been 5 stars, like freaking out crying. I love all of her books. But Dream On was a little different. They were like high schoolers, and that automatically puts a book in like a lower tier for me. I don't really like high school younger kids like in a book. Not to say like they were young children. They were like 18-year-olds in high school, but still, I don't really like that environment. So, immediately recommend everyone because it was beautiful. I still cried, but like it wasn't crazy. Okay, next up we've got Do with the Vampire Lord by Elise Koba. Enjoyable, but I forgot the plot. This is YA also. It was cool. She's like a sword maiden. No, she makes swords. And I don't remember what that person is called, a blacksmith. She like tries to get to her brother who's a vampire slayer. Like their town is like a group of vampire slayers. Every full moon the vampires come out and like attack their town, and so one night she goes like to help her brother and the vampire lord captures her. So it was good. It was a good story. And I remember some of the plot, obviously. All right, and then A Fate of Wrath and Flame by K.A. Tucker. This one, enjoyable, but I probably forgot the plot. I started this because it is in my physical TBR, and I think I will continue the series. But I only own the first book, so I stopped there. But Fate of Wrath and Flame by K.A. Tucker. Okay, next up, A Bond So Fierce and Fragile. This is in that same series by Sophia St. Germain that I was talking about earlier with A Promise So Bold and Broken. Okay, so this is the third one in that series, A Bond So Fierce and Fragile. And this is where I started to be like, we can do better. So I put this in enjoyable, but probably forgot the plot. Can't tell you what it's about. And honestly, these two might be mixed up. This could be the second, this could be third. I couldn't tell you. I genuinely couldn't tell you. Her Vicious Beasts by E.P. Bali. Enjoy. I'll put this one in enjoyable, but forgot the plot. This is the like beginning novella, the prequel to the series. I did really like the series though. So her Feral Beast is book one. I will immediately recommend that to everyone. If you like animal shifters, you'll like the series. And why choose? That is all I'll say. She's like in a prison. Prison? A school? I don't know. It's really good. I really liked it. I listened to all the audiobooks and they were pretty good. Okay, Got Salt in the Wound by Sierra Simone. Screaming, crying, throwing up. I love that series. I love Sierra Simone. All of her books. Oh, I love them so much. So, Salt in the Wound. It's the prequel to the Lioness trilogy. So that's the prequel. Love that. Love that series. Every book will go in that tier. Just so y'all know. Okay, The Good Girl Effect. This was enjoyable, but forgot the plot. I got the ALC for that. I am so thankful to be on Sarah Kate's ALC team, but I do not remember much of the plot. She's his nanny, and they live in France, and I cried at the end. So you know what? I might immediately recommend everyone. If I cried, that deserves a tier by itself. Next up, listen, I just needed a quick read. Y'all, don't judge me about this. But we've got Pounded by Produce, enjoyable. And I did not forget the plot, but sometimes I wish I had. It was good though. It was like an hour, 2 hour read. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. See You Later by Ella McGivern. This is an indie author, her debut novel. It was so cute. They're in college and it's a sports romance about skiing. I've never seen one about skiing, so I thought that was really cool. And this girl, she's putting in work marketing this book. Like, she was posting on Instagram every day. I read, honestly, mostly because of that. Because if you're working that hard to promote your book, I need to read it. So I will immediately recommend this to everyone. It was really funny. The banter was really good. The tension was really good. So the female main character and the male main character, he's her team captain, and everyone thinks he's a dick, but she like feels bad that he's not accepted by the team. And so she's like, hey, I need someone to take to my cousin's wedding, and her cousin's a bitch. So she takes him, and yeah, it's just like a fake dating, mutually beneficial scenario, but she doesn't know that he actually really likes her and has for a long time. Oh, it was so cute. You guys should read it. If not to support an indie author, which you should, read it because just it objectively it was great. That's it. Read the book. See You Later by Ellen McGivern. Okay, next up we've got Salt Kiss by Sierra Simone. Screaming, crying, throwing up. I love the Lioness trilogy. I love it so much. Ugh, it's so good. 10 out of 10. I will always recommend. Okay, Her Rabid Beast by E.P. Bali. Immediately recommend. That is the second book in the series. Yeah. And it was really good. At that point I was like, okay, I'm really starting to like this series. Like, it was really picking up. And next up we have Songbird and the Heart of Stone by Carissa Broadbent. I will immediately recommend to everyone. That book, I went into it and I didn't expect a lot. I liked the first duet, but it didn't like blow my mind. But by the time I finished this book, I was like, holy shit, like it exhausted me. I will say that. Like, it's a lot of action, just no break, back to back to back to back to back. Um, at least after you get past like the first quarter of the book. And I finished it and I was just exhausted. Like, I think after I finished that is when I got into Powdered by Produce, because I was like, I just need to numb my brain. It was a lot. That's good. That's good to put that there. All right, then Losers Part 2, Screaming, Crying, Throwing Up. I love Losers. I loved it so much. And that's all I'll say on that. Next up, we have Original Sinner. So this one, I put enjoyable, probably forgot the plot. This one, it's by Kate Bollinger. She's an indie author, and it is good. I don't know. It was just like, I finished it, and I was like, hell yeah. The devil is the male main character, and he, like, has a, I don't know, fake dating relationship with one of his employees. So it was good, but that's all I remember. So I think it deserves that tier. Scar and the Bone. This is about dragons. I immediately recommend everyone. This is the second book after A Fire in the Sky, and it's about dragon shifters. It's so good. I loved it. It's a very easy read. They're short, and yeah, I really love the books. I think that this one could have ended a little more cleanly, but I think the author probably left it open for like expansion of the universe. So Scar on the Bone, that was really good. Okay, next up we have Oaths and Omissions by Sav R. Miller. This was enjoyable, but I probably forgot the plot. This was like just a really quick audio read for me. Next up we have Hexed by Emily McIntyre. I do remember the plot of this, and it was kind of like mafia-esque. All of these books in the series are based on a Disney fairy tale retelling, and so this one was The Little Mermaid. It was enjoyable. I'll put it in this tier. It wasn't. I remember the plot, but like I said earlier, I don't really like mafia romances too much. And this was, she's an enforcer of one, like her uncle's a mafia don type guy, and her cousin is his daughter, obviously, and she's supposed to marry the mafia don of another like group from New Jersey, I think. But the female main character has met the guy before, and so they see each other in real life and are like, oh shit, we have feelings. It was good, but I think that's probably the most appropriate tier for that. Next up, Honeycut, Screaming, Crying, Throwing Up, because Sierra Simone is just incredible. I love her book so much. And then Bitter Burn is the last in that trilogy, in the Lioness trilogy. So Screaming, Crying, Throwing Up, all of that series, just 10 out of 10, incredible. Dreams of Darkness and Desire by B.L. Cagle and I don't remember the other author. It's two authors, and I'm so sorry I don't remember their names. But I should have DNF'd them. My grandma got me that book before she passed away, not to make it all sad, but I didn't read it for a long time because of that. And then I read it and I felt bad because I was like, oh my god, this book sucks. I really wanted to like it, but yeah, I just couldn't. It was like Inception-y, and I love that movie, but it just didn't feel coherent enough to me personally. So there's that. All right, A Primal of Blood and Bone by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Finished out of spite. I've talked about that series before. From Blood and Ash is the first book, and that series got me back into reading as an adult. But I think it's just going too far at this point. Yeah, like the author, she wrote two books that I thought were just extremely unnecessary, and then this one, I don't know, I just feel like I'm dragging through it at this point, so finishing it out of spite. Okay, next we have One Pucked Up Pack by Sarah Blue. This was an Omega verse, and they're hockey players, and I did really like it. So enjoyable, but forgot the plot. It was my first Omegaverse, and I don't know what it is about all hockey romances having to have a Russian hockey player MMC, but like I hate the accents on audiobooks. I don't like it when the narrators are having to give a Russian accent and they're just not great at it, and so I think that kind of killed this for me. Next up, we have Cowboy Casual by Holly Renee. Screaming, crying, throwing up. I loved that book. It was my first cowboy romance, but like I said earlier, I'm not a big contemporary romance girl. That one was incredible. It was incredible. I loved the whole story. It was second chance romance. He's a single dad. She is like screwed over royally in the very first chapter. And so I was like, "Oh, we're we're getting off to a great start immediately." So it was great. I love that book. I love it so much. Next up, A Reign of Shadow and Endings by Melissa K. Rorick. Screaming, crying, throwing up. That whole series. It's called the Legacy series. I love it so much. I finished that book in one day. And the next one, I also finished in one day. Book two in that series, Storm of Secrets and Sorrow. Oh, just 10 out of 10. I love that series. Okay, Good Spirits by B.K. Borenson. Um, Enjoyable, but probably forgot the plot. I got an arc for that, and that's why I read it. And it was cute. It was very cute, very, Christmassy, but I would put it in between immediately recommend and enjoyable, but forgot the plot because, like, I did like it a lot, and it was very cute. So, yeah, just know that. I would put it in between these ones. Okay, next up, Dawn of Chaos and Fury. This is the last book in the Legacy series. Absolutely 10 out of 10. Just this whole series is so good. And this is the third one, so I'll just drop it right there. Tempest of Wrath and Vengeance. This whole series, just beautifully done. It's a dark romance, dark romantasy. Read your triggers. Melissa, she cracked me up. The prologue in one of them, not the prologue, the like disclaimer in one of them is like, are you team Luca or team, I forget the other guy's name. Anyway, there's two MMCs. And she's like, be team trigger warnings. It was so funny. I was dying. Love that whole series. Just so beautifully done. All right, next up we have Your Knife, My Heart. Immediately recommend everyone. It's a dark military romance. I was in the military. I can't read a lot of military romances for that reason because authors, they just don't get a lot of things right. But this one was really well done because it's so far removed from the real military that you're like, okay, this I can read this. This is good. So it was really good. Boyfriend Material. This was another physical TBR read. I would recommend it to everyone. It is funny. I was laughing so much. The well, one of the MMCs, our main MMC, I'll say. His mom is French, and she does not give a damn. Like she's so funny. The banter in this was just great. Her dialogue, I was just waiting for it. Every chapter. Please let your mom talk. It was really good. Okay, next up we have Bride by Allie Hazelwood. Immediately recommend everyone. I loved it. I know some people are like, "What's weird? It's so different from her normal stuff." I love it. It was so good. It was so good. So, Bride by Allie Hazelwood for sure. Recommend to everyone. Sinister, also immediately recommend everyone. This is by Veronica Lancet. It's similar vibes to Fairy Tale. I just loved Fairy Tale's vibe, and Sinister is so similar while still being a great book on its own. Like it doesn't take a lot from Fairy Tale. It doesn't take really anything from Fairy Tale. It just gave me the same type of feeling, and that's what I needed. It was so good.
And Sinister's not out yet. I think the release date got pushed to like June or July of 2026. But I am on her art team, and she sent them out before that got pushed. So I got to read it like super early. I'm very thankful for that. But when it does come out, you guys should check it out. It's really good.
We're getting very filled up on this screen here, but next we have Echoes by Steph Maka. This is the second book in this series, and I'll say it was enjoyable, but I probably forgot the plot. I do remember the plot. I would put it in between. Maybe I should have done 6 years at this point, but I would put it in between. Immediately recommend everyone and enjoyable, but forgot the plot because I remember the plot, but I wouldn't recommend it to everyone. It is very dark and it's white shoes, so you have to be a certain type of reader to enjoy that book, but it was good to me. And next up, we have Brimstone by Callie Hart. Obviously, screaming, crying, throwing up. Just obviously. Unhinged by Steph Maka. That's the first book before Echoes, so put that in the same tier. Enjoyable, but forgot the plot. And Ravage, I would put in the same. It's the third book after Echoes by Steph Maka in that same series. So they're like in a mental institution. There's like a secret society within the mental institution that is trying to like overthrow the like leadership. It's really well done. I really liked it. It's white shoes, so we love a spicy book. And then we have Exile, same series by Steph Maka. Just, yeah, I liked it a lot. And next up, we have Husband Material after Boyfriend Material. Immediately recommend. That was really funny. I liked it less than Boyfriend Material, but I still thought it was funny. So I'll put it in the same one. And then we have Good Energy. This is by Dr. Casey Means. And
remember, I told you guys I was getting really into glucose. Well, this is about good energy, I guess. It's about like mitochondrial health and health at the cellular level and how it can help you have good energy and how like regulating your glucose will help you do that. And yeah, it was really good. So immediately recommend to everybody. I think everybody should know about that because it's like just an easy way to be even a little more healthy without making big, huge changes. So I really enjoyed Good Energy.
Oath and Omissions. No, is this Vipers and Virtuosos? Oh, the one before was Vipers and Virtuosos. Sorry, y'all. But anyway, Savron Miller, Oaths and Omissions, enjoyable. Probably forgot the plot. Already forgot the title. So this one right here is Vipers and Virtuosos. This one is Oaths and Omissions. They are in the same series. They're standalones, quick, easy reads. They're all like mafia vibes, like gang vibes. They were pretty good. Next, we've got My Present This Year by C.R. Simone. This is a little tiny novella. I wouldn't recommend it to everyone, but it was really enjoyable. And I do remember the plot. But yeah, it's just a really spicy Christmas novella. So it was fun. I listened to audio. The male narrator is Rex Reese, and he's like a newer audio narrator on the scene. But that was really good. Very spicy. I honestly thought it would be spicier for C.R. Simone, but okay, and then we have A Fate So Dark and Delicate. So this is the last book in that series by Sylvia Saint Germain that I was saying I like kind of fell off on. So this I finished out of spite. The last book I did not enjoy. Didn't enjoy it at all. I don't know, and like the actual ending itself left it wide open. Like I know she was setting up for her next series, but I need closure. I need more closure. Like it felt like the series was still continuing, and yeah, I just did not like that. And then we have Gravity by Sarah Kate. I loved this. Immediately recommend everyone. It was so spicy. It was taboo. Okay, she is like sort of kind of with both the son and the dad, and I love a taboo romance. That's all I'll say about it. I really love that. Okay, Gothicana was enjoyable, but probably forgot the plot. I know it was like dark, spooky. They're in like a haunted school. It's dark academia, and she gets with one of the professors, the female main character. So I liked that. But other than that, it was like it was like a dark read. Okay, then we have Mate. Immediately recommend everyone. I loved Bride, and Mate is right up there. Like I honestly, a lot of people saying they like Mate over Bride, and I agree. I agree. It was just too good. All right, and then I just finished Tris 6 Venom. I don't like a bully romance. I don't think. This was a bully romance, and I think I finished out of spite. It's Sapphic Reed, one of the female main characters, bullies like really, really hard, bullies another girl who is like out of the closet. She's one of the few openly lesbian, I think she's the only openly lesbian girl at her school. The other female main character, she bullies her, and I don't know, I didn't like that part of it. Like, she was so mean to her. How can you be so mean to somebody that you are alleging to love? I don't know. It just felt weird. That's all my tier rankings, you guys. That was all 105 books I have read this year. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, then you probably have seen that I ranked them differently here than I have throughout the year. That's because when I'm marinating on it, when I'm sitting with my thoughts about a book, I do tend to change my opinion. I thought I honestly would have a lot more screaming, crying, throwing up books. Really glad I didn't. Enjoyable, but I probably forgot the plot. That's also very accurate for me. That was a lot of books. So, but yeah, if you guys have stuck around this long, thank you so much for listening to me yap about all these books. And if you liked the video, please subscribe so you don't miss out on future ones, and hit that like button so that everybody knows you liked it. Um, but yeah, if you guys liked any of the books that I didn't like, or you agree with any of these ratings or disagree, please let me know. I'd love to chat about the books, yap about them. I hope you guys will stick around and watch out for future videos. Thank you so much.